whether it be streaming live from your television or listening on the radio. I am your host, Aaliyah Dickerson, and today I will engage you in the discussion of the topic, All Away is One. The contemporary ideology of All Away is One can be based on one's conceptualizations of our history, identity, language, and religion. Before I take you on this journey of Caribbean civilization, one must first understand the terminology of Caribbean. The region takes its name from the indigenous people called the English Carib from the Spanish perspective. The Caribbean is defined as the region that consists of a set of territories, islands, sea, and coasts. We are exposed through our unique diversity and Caribbean identity, which is revealed through our culture, whether food, festival, music, or dance, and even our norms and values that emanate from the imposition of imperial powers, or what was even seen here before that. Colonial struggles together with the European power back to the 15th century and its significant role to the Caribbean region in 1492 when Christopher Columbus landed. The quest to secure economic wealth was done through the Europeans setting up sugar plantations in the Caribbean and, along with slavery and indentureship, altered the ethnic composition of our Caribbean population. It can also be stated that the colonial experience still has effects on present-day development outcomes through influences from this ethnic composition, the centralization and the trade of slaves brought to life pluralism, plural society thesis, which is described as a diverse society that can coexist with each other in the Caribbean. It can also be argued that the political influences left from these colonial powers still shows or shapes our identity in terms of our democratic way of voting and our Westminster system of government. The argument of a shared Caribbean identity can be derived through the historical experience of indentureship as well. The history of indentureship shows how indentured laborers were brought into the Caribbean to work on the plantations and to replace the Africans. It acted as a substitute for the slave trade or slave labor. These indentured laborers, however, consisted of Chinese, Indians, Lebanese, Syrians, and the whites. They, however, settled here together with their descendants. Due to this, it caused demographic diversity in the Caribbean, which is seen why we have a number of numerous cultures existing today. Common linguistic heritage also implies our Caribbean identity as well. This is seen through our use of the colonial language, English, being spoken throughout the region, and the native and indigenous language of Creole that is spoken in Caribbean islands such as St. Lucia, Haiti, and Dominica. Many controversial views as to how our common history of slavery and colonialism divides us through, firstly, the role it played in causing ethnic separatism, where we believe that we are different groups present in the same society. A distinction of this can be made to the plural society thesis that explains how the emphasis is placed heavily on the differences as opposed to the similarities of ethnic groups. Secondly, the roots that it has in racism and other features of the plantation society model, such as inequality and discrimination. Another example is presently seen here in the region or in the Isle of Trinidad in terms of the existing prejudices and racism among the East Indians and Black people in our fight to feel as though one race is superior to the other. Contrary to our similar concepts of identity, one can argue that there are other aspects that makes us feel as though we are different. This is exposed through the issue of social stratification, which in its most concise definition is a system of social classes, for instance, the upper class, middle class, and the lower class. We see ourselves as different in this regard through the referral of them people in high society known as the whites, and them people in poor society known as the Africans. To conclude, it can be safely stated that we are one because of our similarities we share, outnumbering our differences.